Yo, what's poppin', ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another segment of Sportbook Buddy, brought to you by PickMonitor.com. It's a great place to track your own picks, follow other handicappers, and get on the path to winning at the sports books. Now, I'll be delivering some free picks to you in this video from some of the members on PickMonitor.com. Now, I'm Sports Dave. I put in the hard work necessary to make you knowledgeable, confident, and Vegas strong versus your sports book. And to a large degree, I am the Pick Monitor ambassador or messenger, whatever, suits your fancy. Now, these picks come with no strings attached, and everything can be verified on PickMonitor.com's website. So be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for future notifications for more free picks. Now, today we have a nice bit of variety. We have a little bit of baseball to cover, a college football game, and the Thursday night NFL matchup. And just a quick heads up, tomorrow's video is going to feature picks for this coming Saturday's college football game, so be sure to stay tuned for that as well. But as for today, I will be covering a couple MLB games with the Tigers playing the Indians, the Royals playing the Twins, the Cardinals playing the Cubs, and then we got the college football game with the Houston Cougars versus the Tulane Green Wave, and then of course the Titans versus Jaguars in the NFL. So let's start off with some Major League Baseball action. With the regular season winding down, there are about 10 games left in this season for most teams at least. And for some of these teams, the last 10 games are like the last 10 minutes that you spend at your office on a Friday. A lot of teams are just going through the motions, but there's a handful of teams out there still playing for something, which brings me to this matchup between the Tigers and the Indians. The Tigers are the worst team in baseball this year, and we can probably categorize them as the guy spending their last 10 minutes in the office over by the water cooler or taking a long bathroom break, or maybe just trying to hit on the cute secretary to see what she's doing for the weekend. And of course, she's not interested. So anyways, the Indians are in the thick of the playoff race, and they have scratched and clawed their ways back into playoff contention. And as of right now, they trail Tampa Bay by a half a game. So they absolutely need this game tonight. Now, I actually have two picks on this game. The first one being a prop bet on the first inning. And this pick comes from Fade Familia, who are calling for no score at the end of the first inning. And this line right now is at minus 103. So this is a system play from Fade Familia, who also pointed out that Clevenger's been really strong to start off, and especially in home games. And generally speaking, the Indians are pretty stingy with giving up runs to start off ball games. Meanwhile, Detroit tends to give up less runs on the road, with their average dropping from 0.72 runs at home to 0.46 runs on the road. So the play from Fade Familia is to go with a first inning bet, no score. Now, my other pick comes from Brad, who goes by the username of 702 Mafia on Pick Monitor. He's betting on the series sweep in this game, and he's taking the team that's playing for their postseason in the Indians on the run line. Now, they'll be sending, as I mentioned before, Mike Clevenger to the mound. The Indians have completely dominated the Tigers this year, having won 15 straight games against their division foe. Now, the Tigers will counter with Daniel Norris, who brings a 3-12 record and a 4.62 ERA on the season. 702 Mafia pointed out that Cleveland is 31-19 versus left-handed starters this year as well, and just thinks that this game is going to be where the Tribe's bat really starts to heat up. And so he's taking advantage of this pitching mismatch, and he's taking the Tribe on the run line at minus 175. Now, the next game comes from my boy Picks of Destiny, who has been lighting it up from the moment I started working with this guy. I want to say he's like 11-2 or something like that. I have to go back and look at the records, but real quick, I want to talk about Picks of Destiny. If you go on PickMonitor.com, you can actually filter the rankings down to show. He's one of our non-business members, and you can filter the rankings to show whatever category that you value the most. But I think most would agree that units won is the most important category that you can really focus on because it shows how profitable somebody's been. And Picks of Destiny is actually ranked 8th overall in producing 164 units since May. Now, from a dollars and cents standpoint, if you would blindly follow Picks of Destiny's bets since May, having bet like maybe $100 on every bet, you'd be up $16,400 right now. And this is all documented, verifiable on Pick Monitor. We don't mess around on the site. You know, you can't actually submit a pick after a game has already started, so there's no fudging the numbers on this, guys. Anyways, I just thought I would point that out because Picks of Destiny has been really good in baseball, where he is up 150 units on the season alone. And today, Picks of Destiny is going to ride with the Twins on the run line at minus 139. The Twins have been solid against left-handed pitching this year, and today they get to face lefty Mike Montgomery, who has a 4.7 ERA and a 3-9 record. On the year, Minnesota has hit .286 against lefties, and this looks like a good opportunity to get themselves a little bit closer to the postseason. It seems like a lock that they'll make it to the postseason. They've got a 4-game lead with only 10 games left in their division. So Picks of Destiny is going to ride with the Twins on the run line at minus 139. So next pick comes to us from Del Warfield of Warfield Elite. And Warfield Elite is loving the Tulane Green Wave going up against Houston Cougars today. He's going to lay the points at minus 5 for the Green Wave and fade the action that's coming in on Houston. So Warfield Elite spies some reverse line movement in this game with the line opening at Tulane minus 3, and 70% of the action has actually come in on Houston, and yet the line has actually increased to minus 5. This just shows you that the odds makers are actually backing the Tulane Green Wave tonight. You know, Houston's played in a couple primetime games, so it kind of makes them more of a public team at the moment. They played against Oklahoma and Washington State on ESPN, and this is their third primetime game in 4 weeks. So a lot of people have been following them a little bit more closely than Tulane. And, you know, Tulane's no slouch. They've been actually pretty good, and their only loss right now is to Auburn. So you can't really discredit them either. So the play is to take the home team here and fade the public action and take the underrated Tulane squad at minus 5. So be sure to follow Warfield Elite and ride that green wave. And for tonight's NFL matchup between the Titans and the Jags, I have 2 picks to give you in this game. The first pick comes from my buddy Jesse Wansbro, a.k.a. Jay Wansbro on Pick Monitor. Now, Jay Wansbro is going to take a first half play on this game and play the total under. With both of these teams featuring good defenses and 2 below average quarterbacks, expect both teams to rely on their ground game pretty heavily, which should also speed up the clock. So at 20 points, it's going to take 3 touchdowns in the first half to beat you if you take the under. So Jay Wansbro is betting against that happening and rolling with the under on this one. The next pick is actually going to be on picking a side, and this comes from Matthew Thurber, aka HCC96 on Pick Monitor. And he's going to play the money line and take the home team with Jacksonville tonight at plus 110. Now, HCC96 is liking Gardner Minshew and what he's bringing to the table versus Marcus Mariota, who he actually has better stats than Mariota after a week and a half of playing. So both teams feature strong running games, as I just mentioned. HCC also likes the Jags receiving core a little bit better. He's expecting this game to be a tight ball game that's going to come down to the last few minutes. He's expecting Gardner Minshew to put this team on his back and pull this one out. Now, HCC96 is saying to forget the points and just play the money line in this one, and you can get that straight up for plus 110. So, as for me, I'm going to go with the baseball pick today. I like the Cubs today to beat their rival St. Louis Cardinals. The Cubs are actually 24-11 against the Cards in Wrigley Field dating back to 2016. Both teams are sending up their best pitchers on the year, but Jack Flaherty actually has a 6.35 ERA in 4 career appearances at Wrigley, while Kyle Hendricks, he's got a 2.56 ERA at home and a career 2.74 ERA against the Cardinals. The Cubs seem to be swinging the hotter sticks at the moment. They've got a 308 batting average and a 971 OPS in the last 7 games. And right now, the line's looking at like it's at minus 105, which is pretty much a pick 'em. So I like the value of getting Kyle Hendricks at home on the mound. So that's what I'm rolling with for today, guys. Be sure to sign on to Pick Monitor for a free account. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel for future notifications of free picks. And as I mentioned earlier, tomorrow's video is going to be all about college football games that are all happening on Saturday. So it gives you plenty of time to take the information and put it to good use. In the meantime, be sure to follow any of the picks that you agree with on pickmonitor.com. You can track any of the guys that you like the best there. And for now, that's all I got. And good luck to you guys.